I got my DEXA scan back and the result shocked me. I'm sitting right at the top of the high range, less than a percentage point away from being obese. If you're a woman over 45 and wondering, will I age the way my mother or grandmother did? Or do I really need to worry about those extra 15, 20 pounds at this age? This might give you some insight. First, the body fat percentage. For women my age, normal, healthy range is 24 to 33%. High body fat is 34 to 41%. And obese is 42% and above. My results, 41.2%. I'm sitting right at the top of the high range, literally less than a percentage point away from being obese. What? That feels like gaslighting to me. I don't look the way I did when I was 30 or 40, but I think for a 51-year-old, I look okay. I can't argue with the science. I probably need to address this somehow, but not because I need to have my 30-year-old body back. This is about health moving forward. Here's my honest confession about how I got here. I convinced myself I don't need to monitor calories too much since I focus on healthy fats, avocados, coconut oil, nuts, because they're natural and unprocessed whole foods. I was eating clean. I was generally mindful, but at this stage of life, I want to be honest. I don't want to be so strict. I don't want to be that person that I was before, watching everything and so focused on it. I want to enjoy a little bit more. So while I was patting myself on the back, avoiding processed foods, I was still overeating. My body doesn't care if the excess calories come from donuts or avocados. I mean, it does, but you know what I mean. My body stores them as fat either way. So my fat percentage is high. The next and most important part is the visceral fat. This is the invisible danger zone. Visceral fat is the fat that wraps around your internal organs like a toxic blanket, and it drives inflammation, diabetes, heart disease. My measurement is 105, and here's what that means. Healthy is 100 and less, and starting to get risky is 100 to 160, and the danger zone is 160 and above. So I'm sitting right at 105, at the point where my risk for these diseases starts going up. And this fat isn't just sitting there, it's actually pumping out chemicals that inflame my body. Once I get my visceral fat down to under 100, my health risks significantly drop, even if I still have fat elsewhere. And the good news is that visceral fat often comes off first when we start doing strength training and eating more protein. The third measurement that I got back was my muscle mass. My muscle mass came back at 14.8 pounds, which puts me 28th percentile for my age. Translation: 72% of women my age have more muscle than me. This one really confused me. I lift weights twice a week for 4 years. Why am I behind most women my age? Well, here's what I think is happening. I haven't been eating enough protein. I do focus on protein. I don't eat bagels and pizza and donuts and pasta, but complex carbohydrates and fat, they probably do crowd out my calories to the point where I'm not getting enough protein. Guys, it is almost impossible to stay at the calorie count and diversify my plan and keep all that protein. It's like a full-time job, and I can't do it. I can't do it. So even though I'm eating healthy-ish, those calories have been crowding out my protein calories. So my muscles never get the raw material that they need while my body is storing all that extra fat. So it's like trying to build a house but only delivering half the materials to the construction site. The blueprint is there, the workers show up, but without enough raw material, my muscles are not getting built. On top of that, the visceral fat I carry, that extra, it acts like a chemical factory, pumping out signals that block recovery and growth from my muscles. Visceral fat does a lot of things to disrupt our body. And as a result, when you have the visceral fat, your body's too busy fighting fires to prioritize building muscle. And in perimenopause, thank you perimenopause, it makes it about 30% harder for women 50 and over to turn protein into muscle. I've also learned that strength and muscle mass are not the same thing. I feel stronger at the gym because I've been working out consistently and I'm doing weights now that I thought were impossible before. My muscles are more efficient, but the scan showed I don't carry that much total muscle tissue, and that matters because muscle is my metabolic engine, my blood sugar sponge, and my reserve for aging. Strength today, for me, feels amazing because I've been working on it. But building more actual muscle mass is the insurance policy that I need for the future to climb stairs and carry heavy bags and be strong 20 years from now. The last measurement, my bone strength is actually above, like a good amount above average for most women. Most women my age are starting to lose bone density, but mine are stronger than normal. And so here's the puzzle. Why are my bones thriving while other things are concerning? I'm going to hypothesize bones respond beautifully to heavy weight training. When you stress bones with weights, they get stronger. But here's what I realized. Bones and muscles need different things. My bones are getting exactly what they need from my workouts, but my muscles aren't getting the nutrition they need to grow. With age, it's like I'm suddenly eating a whole extra bagel a day, except I'm not. The 80-20 approach that worked for decades, I was good 80% of the time and 20% of the time I went slightly off plan. I could do that for decades and look great. That's not enough anymore. Now I need to be perfect maybe 95% of the time or 100% of the time. I don't know. And I'm just not going to do that. But I have to find the middle ground. I don't know what it is, but I know I have to change something because I want to be strong. But I also want to be accepting of my new way of life and my new body. And this is what I'm committed to do. That's what I'm trying to find. I don't have all the answers for myself. I definitely don't have the answer for you, but I have a way of thinking. I used to think, well, yeah, I'm heavier than before, but that's okay. Why must I look like I did when I'm 30? We shouldn't have to meet these crazy standards society sets for us, blah, 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 screw the patriarchy and all that stuff that I yell about, and my boys and husband get crazy. But yes, it's absolutely okay how I look. It's absolutely okay how we look. We have to focus on that. But now I'm going to have to separate vanity from vitality. I can also focus on which changes actually affect my future health versus what's cosmetic. And that's a lot more motivation. When you have concrete data that it's telling you how you're going to be in just a decade or two, that is motivation. Look, my body's supposed to change. The question isn't whether I look like I did when I was 30 or 40, but whether I'm building the foundation to be strong and fit at 70, 80, 90, 100. I don't know. I'm not signing up for a fight with myself. At this stage, I want ease, joy, and the freedom to eat and enjoy. At the moment, I'm enjoying my wine once in a while, and I don't want to be that strict person that I used to be, but I also want to feel vital and strong at 70. Strong enough to carry my bags, climb stairs, walk fast, and keep my independence. I don't want to be my 30-year-old self enough to work that hard, but I do want to age well. So where's the balance? I'm going to choose 3 things that I can commit to today that work for me today. And here's what they are. 1, I'm going to eat less fat, even the healthy fats I love, the nuts and avocados. 2, on the protein. I know I have to increase protein, but honestly, guys, I just don't know how much more steak and chicken and eggs I can eat, and also keep a variety. I will try, but what I'm actually going to try for now concretely is I'm going to get a clean protein powder and add that to my morning routine. I didn't use a protein powder up until now because I already use the Truvani collagen powder, which is amazing for my nails, skin, and hair. I will never stop it, but I'm going to add in a protein powder. I'm also going to add in a little bit of creatine. And 3, I do walk a little bit, but I don't have an actual goal. I do walk with my doggy Franny outside, but I'm going to commit to walking 3 times a week, at least 10,000 steps, and I'll monitor that. With my DEXA scan, I have more motivation because I can see how I will age. That's important to me. I will do better. I will not be perfect. And that's what feels right for me right now. Maybe for you it's different, but the point is finding your balance. So how about you? What 3 things can you pick today to make slight adjustments, slight improvements for your future self? Pick 3 small things you can do today to stay true to yourself, where you are right now. Fully accept yourself, but move towards health. Truth is, we're always suffering as women. Suffering because we can't eat what we want, or suffering because we don't feel well, or suffering because we don't like the way we look. So really, let's do this. Put it in bed in our brain, I'm good enough as I am. You don't have to choose between accepting your body and protecting your health. You can honor the woman you are today while still building the woman you want to be at 70, 80, 90. You can love where you are and still take care of where you're going.